Check 1 2, check 1 2. Okay, I think mic is on, but it's acting a little weird, to be honest, on my mixer here. What the heck is going on? I have no freaking clue. Anyway, hey Nuggets, welcome. How's it going? Happy Monday, everyone. Today we have something a little bit different from usual, though I guess it's been a while since I've actually cooked on stream. But today we're gonna actually cook on stream, and I hope you enjoy it. Today we're gonna be making some okonomiyaki. If you are not quite sure what an okonomiyaki is, it's kind of like some people call it a Japanese pancake or Japanese pizza. I'm not sure which one is more accurate. You tell me. You tell me which one is more accurate, but it's I have to wonder sometimes though what the Japanese were thinking when they made these things, because it makes no sense whatsoever, the thought process of some of these things I made. Like I think it's like layers of stuff. In this case, we actually have two different okonomiyaki that are well known, at least in Japan. One is the Hiroshima Okonomiyaki, which we're going to be making today, and the Osaka Okonomiyaki, which is kind of all jumbled up. Okonomiyaki, I guess people keep saying, is make it as you like it. It's basically all the ingredients jumbled up together, batter and cabbage. Those are the two main ingredients for okonomiyaki. Okonomiyaki. Batter and cabbage. And that is the wrong title. What? We are not doing that today. Not 2.0 updates. Okonomiyaki. Okonomi. And that is a little big. Why is it so huge? Why is it? Oh, it just kind of likes to fit in the little box, I guess, and just does not want to do much of anything else. There we go. But yeah, okay. Let me see. So Hiroshima Okonomiyaki and Osaka Miyaki, two great rivals. I think the Osaka version is the original, so to say, and then it kind of caught on, and everyone did their own version of it. Like, let me see. Let me find a good picture to show you guys before we get started here. How's everyone doing today? How's your Monday been? It's Monday, right? How good can Monday be? Some people, not the best time, but you know what? It's just another day. Gotta carry on. Gotta carry on. But hopefully we have a little bit of what do you call this? A little bit of relaxation here for you. Let me see. These are not exactly the best pictures of the Osaka version as far as I'm concerned, but let's get it up here really quick. So this is like the before. This is what you saw in the thumbnail. This is the pre-made. This is before it's cooked. As you can tell, it's basically a mound of cabbage with various bits in there. It could be seafood, could be bacon, some other types of meat, but it's essentially just cabbage and batter. And once it's finally cooked, it becomes this flat, kind of flattish thing where you just kind of chop it up in bits and eat it that way. Some okonomiyaki is going to have soba noodles, yakisoba noodles. The Hiroshima version usually does, at least all the ones I've had usually have it. And that's what we're going to be making today. And let's go back to the Hiroshima version. This is the first okonomiyaki I have. Not the best picture, I have to admit. But it is, at least to me, very memorable because this is the first time I've ever had it. I've heard stories about it before my first trip in Japan, and you know what? It's like there is this. I what is that place called? What is that place called in Hiroshima? Okonomiyaki. I think it's called Okonomiyaki World. Nope, that's not it. Okonomiyaki Hiroshima building. Okonomimura is basically Okonomiyaki village. I guess it's what it's called in Japanese. And let's just get a quick shot of that. I don't remember if I took a shot. I may have taken a shot of the outside before, but I lost those pictures. Sadly. Sadly. When my SD card decided to format itself. But this is, I mean, it's fairly nondescript, the building itself. There's, I think like 2 or 3 floors. Maybe 4 floors. I don't exactly remember. Of okonomiyaki stalls. And each one does it a little bit differently. At least this one in Hiroshima is easy to find. I think in Osaka there's specific places you can also find them, especially in Dotonbori, which is the main tourist area. But it's like, you know, tourists, lots of people, probably a little bit expensive. I don't know if they have this kind of setup in Hiroshima. Not Hiroshima. In Osaka, where it's just a building and okonomiyaki stands everywhere. But it's quite the neat experience, and you know, it's a legit. I'm not sure street food's the best way to describe it, but it's a huge meal. One of these things will fill you up very quickly, just because of the amount of ingredients in them. And you know what? We're gonna get stuffed. We might have enough ingredients to make 2. I'm gonna attempt for sure to do the Hiroshima style okonomiyaki. I've made it before, very badly. I didn't have the setup for it. I still don't think I have the setup for it, but we will give it a shot. Hopefully it'll go a little bit better this time. And well, if we have enough time and ingredients, we'll also try to do the Osaka style of okonomiyaki. But we got to do the Hiroshima one first, because if I do the Osaka one first, we can't do Hiroshima because we'll be using the same batter. And I forgot my ladle. Crap. Let's see. Be right back really quick. I need to get my ladle. Forgot my ladle. Why did you forget your ladle? Be right back. All right. Well, that didn't take too long. Okay, so on the menu today, Hiroshima style okonomiyaki. We're gonna be. I did some prep before the stream. I plucked some cabbage leaves from the giant cabbage that's been in my fridge for the past 3 months. Holy crap! Who needs that much cabbage? One cabbage can feed you for like an entire year if you really wanted to, and they last a very long time. I'm actually very surprised how hardy those things are. And let's see, what else we got? Oh yeah, noodles. We're gonna be using noodles for this version of okonomiyaki. I already pre-cooked some noodles. I could have done it during stream, but going back and forth between the kitchen and where the stream setup is not exactly the best. Not situation, but not exactly the best flow of things to do. So did that off stream. But there's gonna be some light prep that we're going to do, and then we're going to assemble, and yeah, that's what we got. And so let's get started. Let's go and get started. Let's close that for now. I'm gonna have to set up the kitchen a little bit, move some cameras around, so please be patient here. Let me see, I need to make a note here. Moving things around to the kitchen setup. All right. All right. I will just move a few things around. Okay. Let me see here. It's gonna be a little bit of an awkward setup, as you can probably tell. This is a very, very cramped setup. Very, very cramped. Not exactly the best setup we got, but it's what I can fit. So we are gonna go ahead and start. Let's see, let's make sure I can see things as we go. All right, so we gotta start with the cabbage first. Let's start with the cabbage first. Wait, I forgot to bring the mic over. What the heck? All right, much better. But I think, let's see if we can get this. I think I need to turn off the noise gate. We may have to turn off the noise gate a little bit. We turned it down. I'm not exactly sure what the best thing to do here is. Okay, well, we'll get started. Okay, cabbage. So the cabbage, ooh. Okay, move that there. So for the cabbage, what we want to do is, it's not exactly a julienne, but it's going to be like strips. I guess you call that julienne, but it's basically just going to be like this. I'm not sure if that's very visible, but small strips. We might even have to cut some of these in half. Hey, Reina, welcome. How's it going? We're starting on the food prep for the okonomiyaki. So, have you had okonomiyaki before? Do you know what okonomiyaki is made with? Just curious. But yeah, we're gonna start with cutting up some cabbage, and then we're going to. I did a couple of preps before the stream started, and we're definitely going to try to make two versions today, because what I think that's what the recipe I'm using calls like not calls for, but it says you can make two. You love okonomiyaki, great. The camera situation's a little bit weird because my setup is still not great, and as you can probably tell, the kitchen setup is a little bit cramped today. What you don't see is there's another pan to the side over here. There's another pan to the side that you can't see. That's where we'll be doing the egg for later. Do you have Naga Emo or are you using a mix? I do not have Naga Emo and I am not using a mix. So the Naga Imo, I think, is what's used quite a bit in the Osaka version. We are doing Hiroshima style first, and the Hiroshima one I don't think uses Naga Imo because it's mainly a crepe and layers of ingredients. Yeah. So if you're not familiar with okonomiyaki, there's actually there's two styles, two main styles. Apparently, there's a Kyoto, not Kyoto style also, but the Hiroshima style is just a crepe, bunch of layers, and it's very filling. The Hiroshima style probably can be done as a snack, but not Hiroshima. Osaka style can probably be done as a snack, but Hiroshima, that is a meal unto itself. Holy crap! I've had it like twice already. Um, whenever I visit Hiroshima, but it's like, quite a bit. Okay, so that's just the strips, but I think I gotta chop it one more time. Or maybe, do I chop this one more time? Can you hear the chopping sounds? Can you hear the cooking sounds, or is that not audible? Which do I prefer? I prefer Hiroshima style because that's what I started off with. I've tried to find a Osaka style one before, but the Osaka style one that I had one time when I was in Kyoto wasn't really that great because I was hoping. So it was a restaurant, right? It was a restaurant where they had the tables out, but in this setup, there is actually a cook that goes around the tables and cooks it for you. But I feel like the one that we got, at least the cook that we got, cooked ours a little bit too burnt. Let me show you again. Let me show you. So I feel so this is the okonomiyaki we got from the Osaka style restaurant in Kyoto. But I feel like it was a little bit burnt. Didn't taste very good to be honest. The one that I had in Hiroshima for like twice in Hiroshima. Two different okonomiyakis in Hiroshima. Both were very good. And this is the first one that I got. The first Hiroshima style okonomiyaki that I got. And I remember that was memorable to me because it was the first time I've had it, and it was very filling. It was also very good. And here's the second one. You can tell it's much, what do you call this? Much bigger, much more stacked than the first one I had. It was also very good compared to the sadness of the one I got from the Osaka style restaurant. So maybe to get good Osaka style okonomiyaki, I would actually have to go to Osaka. That's probably what has to happen. So yeah. Anyway, forgive me about the camera issues. It's not exactly the best setup. Not exactly the best setup. Okay, so we got cabbage. We have the cutting board for also the bacon. We're going to be using bacon in this version of our recipe. And I'm going to have to use gloves for this because I don't want to get grease all over my hands. But yeah, how's it going for you today, Reina? Good day so far, I hope. Okay. Oh, that's noodles. Where's my bacon? Oh, the bacon's over here. Hold up. You know what? While I was doing the prep, I should actually heat up the pan that we'll be using. I'm gonna heat up the pan that we'll be using for the okonomiyaki, because if I don't do that now, we're gonna be waiting for a little while. And the pan heats up pretty slowly, actually. Okay, I'm gonna be using 2 slices of bacon. I think you can use 3 for this, for like 1 serving, but I feel like 2's enough. It's a lot. It's a lot once you slice it. But we'll be using more bacon for the Hiroshima, not the Hiroshima style. We're going to be using more bacon for the Osaka style. So very simple prep. Already did the noodles ahead of time. We got bacon, 2 bacons, cabbage, and then now we got to get the batter. Just got back from work. Let's get it. Gonna set this aside for now. Man, respect to the people who have actual good setups for cooking streams. I am not one of them. I try, but it's difficult. Okay, so we got to make the batter. I already have some flour set aside. This is 3/4 cup of flour. Actually, let me link the recipe we're using for this one. I'm not following it strictly. I mainly use it for the batter recipe because I keep forgetting what the ratio of ingredients is for the batter. Okay, so that's the batter recipe we're using for today. So we have 3/4 cup of flour. I'm also going to be adding some water to this. 2/3 cup of water, and it's starting to get hot in here because of the pan is heating up. Let's see, 2/3 cup. What the heck is 2/3 cup? I cannot see. I think it's okay to go a little bit runny on the batter, but if you make it too runny, you're not going to be able to spread it very well, and it's going to run all over the place. So probably not a good idea for that. We're also going to be using some mirin. Supposedly 1 teaspoon of mirin is enough. I don't have a little measuring thing, so we're just going to drop. Okay, I think that's 1 teaspoon. That should be enough for 1 teaspoon. And the recipe also calls for katsuboshi. I do have some katsuboshi, but I don't have anything to grind it with. So instead, we're going to be using some hondashi. Going to be using some hondashi instead for our katsu. You just need it for the little fishy flavor anyway. Which should be which you don't need a whole lot. You don't need a whole lot. And then we're just going to lightly mix this. Now, for full disclosure, the recipe says you can use AP flour, all-purpose flour, or cake flour. However, today, I have neither. I have bread flour. What does bread flour mean? Bread flour means higher protein content. It means we have more gluten. It means we are probably going to have a tougher dough. I don't know how that's going to affect the recipe. Hopefully not too much. But the amount of gluten is probably going to mean we're either going to have to use a little bit extra water, or this is going to be because this batter might be thicker than usual. I think this is okay. I think this is okay though. All right. Now I don't know if this pan is hot enough, but we got already everything we need. We have cabbage, we have batter, we have bacon on the side. You can't see it, but it's over there. We're also going to be using an egg for this. I have some noodles. Let me show you the noodles. Where's my noodles? So for the noodles, we have some egg noodles. I think the yakisoba noodles is what's preferred for this recipe. I don't have it, but whenever I make this anyway, I typically use the egg noodles because this is versatile. It's always a yakisoba, but this is also cheaper than yakisoba noodles. At least for me personally, it is. So we got quite a bit. We're probably not going to be using all of this for one serving. We're probably going to be using like half. But let me remember how exactly to do this, because it is a multi-step process and this can get very messy very quickly. Oh boy, this could get very messy. Okay, where is my ladle? Ladle here. Knife to the side where I don't stab myself, please. Let's not do that. Okay, how much batter do we need? That's the question. Hey Folder, welcome. How's it going? Yeah, Okonomiyaki. We're gonna be specifically starting off with the Hiroshima style. If we have enough batter and ingredients, we'll try to do the Osaka style. Which one do you prefer? Which one have you had? So, if you're not familiar with Hiroshima style, it is going to be a multi-layer. It's going to be a multi-layer affair here. So we start with a little bit of crepe thing. It's been forever since I made this last. I think it's been years, to be honest. And I don't know if I'm doing this correctly. We did not add any oil here. That is on purpose. I don't think you're supposed to add oil for this part of the cooking. Had a Hiroshima style back when you visit Japan. Nice. Yeah, I think Osaka style is like the more famous one, but I feel like the more satisfying one is the Hiroshima style. Oh, I should have put that while the batter was cooking. Okay, so we add a little bit of cabbage on top. I think I should have chopped the cabbage a little bit smaller. From a local restaurant there, which makes okonomiyaki, definitely not Hiroshima. Oh, here, okay. Okay, so bacon goes next. Bacon goes next. Oh, I should have used my gloves. Okay. I'm hoping I don't burn this batter. Yeah, you see, 2 slices of bacon is perfect for this. Might be too much even. Okay, so what goes next on top? More batter. We put more batter on top because we're going to be flipping this soon. So batter goes on top. This is a very messy affair. If I had like a proper grill and stuff, it would still be a very messy affair, but it's messy right now. Messy right now. Okay. On the side, I'm going to be making some yakisoba noodles with the egg noodles. You're not going to be able to see it because like I can't pan the camera that way, or at least I can try. Nope, I cannot pan the camera that way. So just trust me that we have some nudes to the side. Or actually, can I move this? Can I move this? Oh, I can move it. I can move it. Perfect. Perfect. This is better. This is better. If I can do this, this will be better. Okay, so we're going to need. I need gloves. I need gloves. Otherwise, it's going to be messy, and I have to go to the kitchen. Okay. Noodles. Get some noodles to the side. These are oiled a little bit so that they don't stick to each other, because I had to pre-cook them before stream. So that's why it's sizzling a little bit. But you need to use a little oil anyway for this part. Otherwise, you can't make the yakisoba properly. Can you hear the sizzle, guys? Can you hear the sizzle nuggets? Please tell me you can hear the sizzle. The sizzle is good. The sizzle is great. Okay, we got some egg noodles there. A little okonomi sauce on top. And then we're gonna cook it that way. Now we're not flipping this part yet. Hold up. I think I need to change the camera angle just a little bit. Woo! A little quiet. Okay, let me turn off the noise suppression. It's gonna get a little loud, but please bear with me. Hopefully that's a little better. Trying to get the mic here as close as possible. It's a little difficult when you have a very limited space for the setup and such. Okay, gonna increase the heat a little bit to 200 Celsius there. I'm gonna flip the okonomiyaki here so that we can start cooking the bacon. I probably should have done that earlier, to be honest. Woo, okay. Ready, 1, 2, flip. See that? So we just want the bacon cooked enough. We want the bacon cooked enough. We got the noodles here to the side. There's going to be an egg layer here later, but we're not going to start that until after we assemble the noodle and bacon layer. Who needs background music for cooking? No, we just need sizzles and taps. That's the best kind of cooking music. How's everyone doing today? I know I asked that earlier, but I don't know what else to talk about. Oh yeah, so for people who had their first okonomiyaki experience, what did you get? Do you remember what kind of okonomiyaki you got? I think the first okonomiyaki I had, man, I wish I had the pictures for this one, because I'll be honest, they're like in Hiroshima, I took lots and lots of pictures the first time I went there, but I lost all of them due to a SD card accident. The SD card, after 5+ years, decided to die and wiped out nearly a week's worth of photos. I was devastated. We took some of the ones that I had in that I could get in Kyoto while I had the chance, but it's like, all the ones in Hiroshima, my first impressions of Hiroshima and all that stuff, gone. I still have the SD card, but I don't think I'll be able to ever recover that. Hiroshima is great. A lot of people sleep on Hiroshima because, you know, the history of Hiroshima. Yeah. But Hiroshima and the surrounding area, I feel like it's just as good as anything Kyoto and Tokyo has to offer. Personal opinion, don't take it too seriously. Okay, bacon's still going. Bacon is still going. But I think what I had was a seafood with bacon, Hiroshima's okonomiyaki. That was my first time back several years ago. And then when I went to Hiroshima again, I tried a different stall in the same building, and that was pretty great. I was going through Google Earth VR recently and found a place that went to Hiroshima. Also, the exact spot my brother got hit by a deer. I don't think that's ever happened to me before, the deer accident where like they hit you, but I have at least a family member of mine, I think it was my mom, who got, she had like a paper bag and stuff. A paper, actually, I think it was a paper bag, a big paper bag of souvenirs and stuff. And there was a deer that came up behind her and decided they wanted a little piece of that paper bag for whatever reason. And this was not in Hiroshima, this was in Nara, the famous place with the deers, but there's also deer in, not Hiroshima, the island off Hiroshima, I think it's called Miyajima? Yeah. There was a deer, there's also deer in Miyajima, but the one in Nara got to our paper bag of souvenirs and nearly everything from there nearly went to the ground. He was young, kind of dumb, but it was really funny. Yep, deer are fun until they try to decide to get it, like until they try to decide to get in your way. I'm actually not sure if these noodles should be as crispy as they are right now, but I don't think it's a bad thing. Crispy noodles are not a bad thing. I think the bacon is mostly done. There's still a little bit of uncooked portions, so we're going to wait on that a little bit. But yeah, Japan and deer. I guess deer are protected. That because in Shinto, I think they're kind of revered. I might be wrong. I haven't done my Shinto studies in quite a while. But deer are kind of protected, but they also tell you don't mess with the deer. Even though you're kind of encouraged to buy deer crackers and feed them. But don't mess with the deer because they are wild. They will tackle you. They will hurt you and try to grab your stuff. But it's fun times if you know just to watch out for them. I don't think I've seen anyone seriously get hurt by a deer, and if that does happen, probably someone's gonna step in. You would hope. You would hope. How's the bacon going? I think the bacon is mostly done. I feel like it's been cooking around for a little while. But then again, I didn't crank the temperature up too high. Man, listen to that. Listen to that. It's great stuff. Great stuff. Okay. I think I'm gonna flip this over just to check if it's ready or not. Let's see, is it? Well, I think it's pretty good. Okay. So we're gonna layer this on the noodles. I think that's what. Okay, the noodles are kind of big, not gonna lie. Noodles are kind of big, kind of chunky. I have to figure out a way to get this on because we got extra nudes here. You know what? I'm gonna chop off the extra nudes. That's probably a bad thing in this kind of form, but I'm gonna chop them off. That's gonna go on the side on the plate. So we still have one more layer to go. We have to put the egg layer. The egg layer is important here. Now the thing is, I have a curved pan. The egg needs to be kind of flat. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. I'll be perfectly honest. But we're going to give it a shot. Oh, don't run this way. Don't run this way. Don't run this way. Come on. This is the messy part. This is the messy part. Hey, Workshop, how's it going? Have you had Okonomiyaki before? Okay. Doing a little damage control with the egg because it is a little bit difficult to work with. Hold up. Hold up. Move the egg. Move the egg. We want it as flat as possible because this is where we're going to be doing our makeup and stuff. Okay. Pancake on the egg. We're going to be turning this over in a little bit. I'm going to munch on a little bit of the noodles that we have on the side because... Whew, okay. See these noodles? See the extra noodles that we probably didn't need to have? Itadakimasu. I'm gonna eat it. And here you go, guys. Here you go. It needs more sauce. Absolutely needs more sauce. It is lacking in the sauce department. Oh, my ladle's getting a little hot. I think the egg is done. Let me turn. Let's go ahead and plate this. Hopefully this is done. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this flip? Okay, flip is somewhat okay. We're going to be making one more here because we have enough ingredients for one more, but we're going to be making Osaka style after this. But before we do that, let's get a close-up on if we can, on the okonomiyaki we just made. I have to figure out a way to arrange all these things on my setup. It's very difficult at the moment. Okay. So the egg is supposed to be a little bit flatter than that, probably not broken, but you know what, we're gonna roll with it. Healthy dose of okonomiyaki sauce. Then some Kewpie mayo, because why not Kewpie mayo? It's looking somewhat legit right now. And a little bit of topping. We got some, I don't have aonori, but I do have nori goma furikake, so that's gonna have to work for now. And there's that. I'm gonna take a few pictures. I'm gonna upload them to Twitter later. So check Twitter out if you haven't checked it out. Let's see. It's a little dark. My shots are going to be a little dark, but hopefully I can fix that. Oh, that's nice. That called art, yes. It looks messy at first, but once you actually do a little plating and presentation, it looks much better. Japanese food for messy things. Okay, let me try to give you guys a good shot on screen. I'm not sure how to do that though. this way, I think. Yeah. Here is okonomiyaki for you guys up close. The lighting is a little bit meh, but that's the best I can do with my current setup, so. All right. Now we actually dive in here, give it a taste, and see how good this is. It's really simple, guys, right? It's really simple, nuggets. How this thing is made. It's just lots of layers, a little bit of preparation. Now, I think ideally I would have a metal spatula to cut this, but we don't have that. Oop, sliding just a little bit. Now we got it in fours. I'm going to be eating for days in this case. Kind of want to make one too? By all means do. I mean, all you need is cabbage and batter at the very least. Everything else is extra. The mayo you got is expired. Unfortunate. Unfortunate, but I think it... Yeah, best not go with the expired mayo. I think it'll be okay, but it is made out of eggs, so who knows. Now the thing is, you see how big this 1/4 slice of okonomiyaki is? I'm not gonna be able to eat that in one bite, but I'm gonna try munching on it. Let me give you one bite first before I bite into it. So get ready, guys. Get ready, nuggets. 1, 2, 3. Ah. That is good. That is messy. The bacon is very crispy. Probably could have done a little crispier. The noodles super crispy, but for other reasons, not for other reasons because it's probably it was in the pan for too long. But holy crap, that is nice. Super nice. Excuse the mouth chew sounds. It's just good right now, and probably because I haven't eaten since lunch. Oh my god. My gosh. We're gonna be doing one more okonomiyaki version. One more okonomiyaki version because this is a Hiroshima style. We're gonna do Osaka style right after this one. May as well see how we can do it. I think the bacon could have gotten cooked a little bit longer, but as it was, that was pretty good. Keep in mind, you could also put squid, shrimp, octopus in there. Something quick and easy to grill with. Quick cooking ingredients work best. You don't want to put like a steak or something. But here's our Hiroshima style. We're going to be making a Osaka style here in a little bit. I'm going to turn up the heat for the pan at 180 Celsius while we get this second version ready. And the second version is going to be much simpler in prep than the first one. Let me get the camera into the bowl. Okay, since this is going to be the Osaka version has everything mixed in there from the start. We have like half the batter from the first one. I think this is going to be enough. I'm just going to toss in the rest of the cabbage. So all the cabbage goes in there. We're going to chop 2 more slices of bacon. But instead of quarters, I'm going to chop them smaller so that we can spread it out throughout the batter here. Oh, it's getting hot in here, and it's because of the pan. Okay, got 2 slices of bacon. Can't really see it because there's too much junk in the way. But I'm going to try to show you the prep. So we're just going to like do small slices like this. Because if we make it any bigger, I don't think it's going to mix in very well into the batter. So small bacon slices. All right, it's going to go directly into the bowl. We also have the noodles. Now this is probably not typical of Osaka style okonomiyaki to put noodles in there, but who cares? We're making it our way. That's how it's done. So I'm just going to chop this into small pieces so that it will actually be able to mix. Dump it in there. Model broke his neck. I'm sorry, the camera situation is not exactly the best when I'm cooking, and I have to look down a lot, and it's, you know, I try, but it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult to do this right. Okay. Just a sec, I am trying to set ingredients aside. Okay, so we got one more ingredient to go. So in this bowl we have batter, we have cabbage, we have bacon, we have noodles, and finally egg. 1 egg. Whole egg. Now, because this is Osaka style, you just mix it all together. I think a civilized person would use a chopstick to mix this all, but we are not civilized here. We are cooks. We are cooks. We do things. Things might be a little bit messy, so we just jumble it all up. And you know what? The ingredient to batter ratio looks good. There's not too much batter, and this is almost exactly. There's probably a little bit more batter here than the picture I showed earlier for the Osaka style, but this is great. That's good for Osaka style. This batter just barely covering everything here. This is not Japanese, this is my Sunday cravings. Indeed, indeed. I think the pan is heated. I'm just going to go ahead and toss this ingredient into the pan. Hold up, I need to move the pan so you can see that. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, camera. Okay, let's just dump this in here. No waste today. No waste today, though I do wonder how long this is going to take, because I do not know. Remember, we got bits of bacon throughout this thing. And this is why people should be using gloves when cooking, so you don't have to wash. Yeah, little rain noises. I'll let the cooking do the talking for me. So yeah, let me adjust. My eyes are still closed. I don't think I can do anything about that, sadly. I think I just need like a camera that's like straight into my face. There we go. That's much better. I think that's much better though. My neck is achy breaky for whatever reason. I think I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit. 180 Celsius might be a little bit too low for this, so we're gonna amp it up to 200. I don't want to burn this too quickly. The Thai is committing a war crime. What kind of war crime are we talking about? Because I have no idea. Oh wow, this is, you see how big this is compared to our previous one? Compare the size of this okonomiyaki to the size of this one. Actually, no, it's about the same. I want to eat the other one though. Please excuse the mouth noises. Please excuse me. Cabbage is good. It's good stuff. Geneva Convention of Red Crosses. Ah, I don't think it's the right tone of red, so it should barely pass. It should barely pass. I don't think it's the same dimensions anyway. But yeah, if they come down on it, then I'll bring it up to whoever, to my artist. But it should be okay. It should be okay for now. I could add one tiny little thing to complete that though. I got like little no symbols that should work. War criminal? Hey. Don't say that. People are gonna get the wrong idea. Okay, let me try doing this double flip thing. Okay, Mike, you go up here because I need that space. Oh, this is gonna be hefty. This is gonna be hefty. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Ah, that's a mess, and not exactly how I imagined it to be. We're gonna have to flip this again one more time, because this is not enough. That's not cooked enough. Let's bring this back down, where you can enjoy the nice crackly noises of the okonomiyaki going. Food times. Food times. I don't know what to talk about, to be honest. While we wait for the food to cook, I don't know what to talk about. I guess I can try to talk a little bit about some stories of the first time I went to Japan. Originally, when I first went to Japan, it was to visit a friend. I think it was their last month of graduate school. They were finishing up their PhD and stuff. And I figured, hey, why not? There's a good excuse to visit them. Always wanted to go to Japan. I wanted to meet up with them anyway because I've never met them before. And so that was my excuse for my 10-day trip to Japan. 10 days is not enough. It is definitely not enough for any decent travel around that country. Maybe in 10 days you can go between Tokyo and Kyoto and that's it. Which, for some people that's fine. That is fine. But to me, there's much more than those two cities, and 3 weeks at least. 3 weeks at least. Ideally, you can do 3 months. 3 months would be expensive, not gonna lie, but it is the longest amount of time they allow you to stay there, so why not, right? If you can do 3 months, why not? But if you have a very limited amount of time, 3 to 4 weeks is ideal. Yeah, there's so much to do. I'd say a 10-day trip is more than enough for you. I mean, 5 days, I'm already tired. Here's the thing about Japan, especially if you enjoy just traveling in general, time flies very quickly. And if you're if you're staying in one city, yes, sure, 5 days is probably more than enough because you have plenty to explore just in the Tokyo Metroplex alone, as well as the surrounding areas. There are surrounding areas that you can do in a 5 day period. But if you want to take in as much as possible of Japan and not just the city life, you have to go outside of Tokyo. Kyoto is recommended. Hiroshima, I would say, very recommended. Okay, so first time trip to Japan. Let's say you have 14 days. My recommendation for your first trip in Japan for 14 days is Tokyo, Hiroshima, Kyoto, and then back. Though, if you want to spend some quality time in the locations, then maybe pick between Hiroshima and Kyoto. Stay there for, let's say, 3 to 4 days each. And maybe don't stay in Tokyo too long when you first come in, because you'll be going back there anyway near the end. It's like you'll be that's your point of entry. You may as well do save that for last, because if you like only give yourself one day to get back to Tokyo, or rest up in Tokyo before you do anything else, it's gonna be a heck of a time trying to get back to the airport and get everything ready. Plus, there's all the last minute shopping and last minute souvenirs that you got to do. So there is that. I think this area might need a little bit more. Yeah, it really helps to have some idea of the place too. Yep. Because the first time you go to Japan, you have zero idea what the place looks like. We have zero idea how the system works. Your first trip to Japan is just getting acquainted with it. Your second trip to Japan is when you actually have an idea how the train system works, how the shops work, how people are in general. And I feel like your first trip is a tutorial, a much needed tutorial, and your second trip is, I know what to do now, I can enjoy this place a lot better. It takes at least 2 trips. Or if you're a very fast learner, it takes 2 weeks to be able to get acclimated to Japan and figure out how to go about it. That's my opinion anyway. That's how I was. Some people probably would say otherwise. Let's see. You gotta get isekai. Everyone knows that you go to another universe if you die in Japan. I don't know how often traffic accidents happen in Japan. I think it's like something like 3,000 people per year. But still not recommended because it's not guaranteed. I don't know if gaijin get counted in the isekai statistics. I think it's only Japanese. But what does Truck-kun know? I don't know what Truck-kun knows. I got hit by a truck. I guess I was a gaijin. And somehow I still got isekai, so you never know. Google Maps is pretty amazing to find parks, restaurants, and more. Google Maps is amazing to find directions, especially on foot. And you will be on foot 90% of the time. 90% of the time. The other 10% is buses and trains, maybe ferries if you're going to Miyajima. If you're going somewhere really far, like Hokkaido, I think you can do a flight to Hokkaido. Also, probably a flight to Nagasaki if you're going to Kyushu. But I like the scenic route. I like the trains. I like to see what's on the way there. Maybe on a second trip to Hokkaido or Nagasaki, Fukuoka, that kind of thing. Maybe that's when I would take a plane. But if you're strapped on time and don't care for the scenic route, yeah, take a plane. I think there's a cheap way to do it, but remember, your luggage is going to be a huge thing you carry around, and lighter is better in Japan, for sure. I could probably do a whole Zatsudan just on travel tips to Japan. I don't know if anyone would be interested in that, though. And I feel like a lot of the travel tips I have are already covered in some other YouTube vloggers videos. But if you want to hear from me, I'm definitely up to try to do that at some point, because having traveled quite a bit there and wanting to travel more despite going as many times as I have, it's a very interesting place to explore. Kind of sad I didn't have much I wanted to do when I went there. Yep, you got to do your research. Always do your research when you go to Japan. At least have some idea, because you can't really wing it. If you try to wing it, you're gonna get so lost, so lost. It's ridiculous, I'll be honest. Walking's lots of fun though, nice to explore. Don't trust Google Maps in Brazil though, there's always new roads, not yet secured, and you can get routed if you don't know the right place to go. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, Brazil is probably like one of the last places I want to go to, just because of safety reasons. In Japan, very, very safe. You can travel alone and be safe. Let's see. Do you have any travel channel recommendations? I think for travel channel recommendations, there's always Charla, but Charmander is, I think, mostly focusing on her area in Tohoku, which is the Morioka area. Which I have stopped by Morioka before, but I don't think I've actually been inside Morioka to actually explore. The first time I dropped by there, I didn't even know what it was known for. I thought it was just a stop to some place else that I wanted to go to. But now that I know it's known for noodles, apparently it's a noodle city. I might do that another time. But Charla, Chris Abroad in Japan is a good one for some ideas. He's not going to tell you like go here, 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 though he will showcase the lesser known parts of Japan, which is nice. So he's always a good pick. For food, I guess you can go with Best Ever Food Review Show with Sunny. Maybe also Mike Chen, but that's only for food. Travel-wise, I don't think I can recommend either of them. Travel-wise, you could probably try Tokimeki Travel. I think that's what their name is. I keep forgetting. Either them or Tokyo Lens. Though I'll be honest, I haven't seen anything about Tokyo Lens, but they do great camera shots, so maybe that's worth something. If you ask me though, like I said, I can do a whole Zatsudan for travel ideas to Japan if you want me to. I just got to figure out how I want to do it, because there's so much stuff we can talk about. How to prepare for Japan, what to look for, what you need. It's basically going to be a webinar. It's probably going to be a webinar. But it's fun to talk about, because a lot of people when they first try to travel to Japan, they don't know what to expect. They know the horror stories of the train systems. They also know the horror stories of etiquette. But they don't know exactly how to prepare. I think the preparation bit is what intimidates a lot of people, because it is a lot to prepare for. It's not like your regular trip to, let's say, New York or something. Yeah, you kind of know where to go, but it's not as... You have to make plans for Japan. You really have to make plans. If you don't, you're basically wasting time. And you can't just walk into any hotel and say, I want to stay here. You have to reserve. And a lot of times you have to reserve way ahead of time. So there's a lot of reservations that happen. So you got to plan all that stuff, all those routes and such. But yeah, let me know if you guys are interested in that kind of thing. I definitely have some things I want to say. All right, so we are done with our Osaka style okonomiyaki. As you can tell, it is very crispy on both sides. I'm not gonna flip this because it's very, very hot. I'm hoping the bacon is cooked. That's the main thing. I think I can put the. Nah, we'll keep the noise filter off for now. Okay, okonomi sauce went on. Now we have the mayo. Make this as pretty or as messy as you want. There is no right or wrong answer, but you don't want to go too overboard unless you want to go too overboard. Gintama says go overboard. I say balance. Make it balanced. Okay. Here we are, Osaka style okonomiyaki. I'm gonna push this to the side because we don't need that. No. Push this to the side. Anyway, Osaka style okonomiyaki. Much easier to assemble. Probably takes a little bit longer to cook because it has a lot of layers to go through. I'm gonna take a few pictures of this one. Yeah, both of them look really nice. I'm also gonna go in and chop this probably in 6s or 8s because I think 4 from earlier was a little bit too much. So let's go this way first. Long way. So it's a little bit easier to cut because we're not cutting through noodles and we're not cutting through bacon as much. But it's still thick. It's a thick boy. It's a thick boy made of batter, cabbage, and a bunch of other stuff. I did not have to use a second pan like I thought I did. I'm kind of disappointed, but I'm also glad that I actually have a method now to where I can just use one pan and be good with it. Excuse me. All right. Okonomiyaki, sliced in 8 like a pizza, except not like a pizza because it is rectangular as opposed to circular. But here is a piece for you nuggets here with some cabbage, bacon, noodles drenched in sesame sauce. So 1, 2, 3, open wide. Okay. Already there's a very different experience. All right, so if you look here at the Hiroshima style we did earlier, you can see, I think you can see, this way, you can see the layers, right? You can see the different layers of this okonomiyaki. You can see the egg, you can see the bacon, you can see the cabbage, you can see the crepes, top and bottom of this thing. Meanwhile, Hiroshima style, not Hiroshima, Osaka style. This way, this way, this way, this way. Osaka style, it's just all kind of mushed in together. When you eat it, it's this jumbled flavors and textures that you have no idea what's going on, but it's delicious anyway because of this sauce on top. And all the ingredients you put in there are good, like the bacon and cabbage and whatnot. I think for me personally though, having made the two of these, I still prefer the Hiroshima style on a normal day because it does have layers. I can get lost in the layers. The layers are nice to bite through. But if I just wanted something quick and dirty, Osaka style is easy to do. You just chop things up really small, toss them in there, and they're done. Just takes a little bit longer to cook, but hey, you still get the same result, right? It's a preference at this point. What do you want? Do you want the medley of textures, or do you want the layers of textures? Me personally, I like the layers. But the little mix up is not bad either. It's not bad either. See, how long have we gone? Just an hour? We only did an hour of the cooking stream? What? Usually this takes me 2 hours. You can, as you can tell, it does not take a whole lot of time to do this. Yes, it does not take a whole lot of time to cook this stuff. All right. I'm gonna lead the food shots in the camera for all you nuggets. I am gonna move to the. You know what? I'll take the Osaka style with me. Now, which one's better for the camera? I'll take the Hiroshima style with me to the desk. I'll be munching on that. And we'll leave the Osaka style for the camera so you can check that out. I'm going to be moving my setup to the desk, and hopefully my model doesn't jump up and down too much now. Let's see. What am I missing? I think I got everything. Okay. So there is no music. There is no music for this scene. Let me see. I did not put any music. That's probably why. Hold up then. See, I'm missing something here. Ah, nope. Do you see that? I think you see that. You see the... Do you see it? I don't know if you see it. I need to put some music up. You know what? Let's do it this way. Music. Media source. Might be a little loud here, so let me just do this really quick. Where is it? Music. I guess we'll go with lo-fi. We'll go with a lo-fi. Low down. Hello, Edward Snowden. Welcome. We just finished cooking 2 versions of Okonomiyaki today. Tell me if the music is a little bit too loud. I can't hear it just yet. I feel it's a little bit on the loud side. Excuse me. Where is my... there it is. But yeah. Let me see if I can upload the pictures really quick, so you guys can see it. So you nuggets can see it. I'm still trying to get used to calling you nuggets. It's been such a long time. It's been such a long time that I just called everyone generic guys here. It's like calling you nuggets is gonna be a practice on my part. Okay, let us get a shot of what we made today. The picture is not going to be great just yet. I'm going to have to do some light, brightness editing and whatnot. Let's see. That's a little blurry. This one looks good. I think this one looks good. So here is our Hiroshima style, excuse me. This is our Hiroshima style okonomiyaki that we first made. Layers of ingredients. We have the egg at the bottom and then noodles, and then bacon and more crepe, and then cabbage, and then more crepe, and then sauce. Lots and lots of sauce. Just the way they like it, and you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. It's good. It's the way it should be done, and it's tasty. Very, very, very tasty. Like I said, you can put any other ingredients here that you want. We did bacon today. You can put seafood if you want. I think shrimp and squid work really well. Just something that's easy to cook. Something that's easy to cook. And then we have the Osaka style. It looks a little flatter, but it's all the same ingredients that we had in there earlier. Definitely much more mixed up. Let's see, this is... You know what, let me see if I can get like a side-by-side comparison so we can see that. Yeah, so you can kind of see it, I think. At least the Hiroshima style, you can see the noodles very visibly. You know that's a Hiroshima style because you can see all the layers and stuff. But both of them are equally good. It's just which texture do you want, right? It's which texture do you want. I don't know. Between the two that we've made today, what do you think? Which one would you pick? I'm kind of curious. I think the okonomi sauce is what really brings us together, though, because without it, it's kind of it's gonna taste not as flavorful, I feel like. Excuse me, I'm gonna take a little bite here. Hiroshima style looks the best. It is very... It definitely has the better aesthetics for the camera. Excuse me, sorry. The squishy sounds. Both are really good, yeah. It just depends on which one you prefer. And I think that... So... So Osaka likes to say that they're the best in everything that regarding food. I say baloney. I'm sorry, Osaka, but you come up with the ideas, everyone else perfects it. Now, I will give you this, takoyaki is good as is, the way Osaka makes it. You can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that. But okonomiyaki, there's so many variations you can do with this. You can change up the ingredients, you can change up how you make this thing. It's a nice dinner unto itself. It is very carb heavy, let's be honest, but you know what, who cares? This is comfort food. This is what you eat to go to bed very soundly, very deeply. And possibly still be full the next day once you eat two of them, because that's what I got right now. I will be eating both of these before the end of the night. I think I had the stomach for it, It's just I am gonna hate myself in the morning. But it's gonna be delicious, so I don't care. I don't care. Let's see. I feel like we could definitely do some more Japanese food stuff in the future. No ramen though. If I were to do ramen properly, I feel like 6 hours minimum for ramen. I don't even know it's gonna taste that good because the broth. Whenever I make ramen broth, it's kind of hit or miss. And 5 times out of maybe 6, or maybe 4 times out of 5, it's been a miss when I make it. I think the only good ramen broth I've ever made was maybe a shrimp broth. And yeah, it's just, ramen's tough. I gotta hand it to the people who actually make ramen for a living. They know what they're doing. Even probably not the best ramen in the world is still gonna be better than anything I can make, just because it does take a while. It's got a lot of time that normal people don't have whenever they make the broth. But yeah, I want to do more cooking streams. Hopefully the setup wasn't too scuffed. I know my camera situation, as far as myself is concerned, was a little bit scuffed. I can't help it. The camera angles and stuff is a little bit difficult to control when I'm actually cooking. What can I do? I think it's just better just do like a PNG and Handcam at that point, to be honest. But I wish I can share this with you guys. I wish I can like actually sell this in in the food truck for you guys to take home. If not even sell, just give it out. This is a decent amount of food. This is food essentially for 2 people. But if you have a very small stomach, maybe 4 people. Because 1 bite out of these things is quite filling. Quite filling indeed. I do have a few more recipes I want to do on stream, so surprise for next time. I'm not exactly sure which one I'm going to go with. I do have a couple of ideas. Maybe pineapple pizza is going to be one of those things. I don't know. But if I do pineapple pizza, though, it's the dough for pizza would have to be made ahead of time. Hello, Amanda, Lord of Darkness, Hypersonar. What's Hypersonar? Excuse me. Thank you. Welcome. How's it going? These are the 2 okonomiyaki we made today. On the left side is the Osaka style, and on the right side is the Hiroshima style. Have you had either one of these before? Have you had okonomiyaki before? I am willing to talk about it yet again, because it's easy. It's very easy to make. As you can tell from the stream time, it's been about an hour and a half already, but we finished cooking roughly an hour into the stream, so it's very quick. You just got to do some prep beforehand, but it's easy. It's easy. It's very filling. It's a nice dinner. Very nice dinner. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the food in this room is taunting me. It makes me want to eat them, but I cannot yet, because it is a very messy. It makes very messy sounds, like very messy wet sounds. And, you know, that's probably normal for a mukbang or something, but we're not doing a mukbang today. We're just cooking, and this is gonna be my dinner. It's gonna be my dinner. Let's see. Let's review again, guys. Would a travel tips to Japan Zatsudan be something you are interested in? Because I am willing to do it. If you've never been to Japan before and have no idea where to start, there are plenty of different channels you could check out. But if you want my take on it, I'm more than willing to do one for sure. Gonna be heading out here soon. Yeah, we're just wrapping up at this point. We are just wrapping up at this point. But I just want to get an idea for future streams if you want to do a Zatsudan for travel tips and stuff. Sounds pretty interesting. All right, I'll try to plan for that. I'm not sure when it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try to plan for it, and hopefully it answers some questions. But it's gonna be a webinar type of presentation, just because there's a lot of information and you might want to take notes, lots of notes. But yeah, I'm gonna see when I can do it. Not gonna promise when though. It might be a while. All right, we're gonna end it here. Thank you guys for excuse me. Thank you Nuggets for watching. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you want to see what recipe we use for the stream, it's pinned up here. But I only use that for the batter recipe, though I think most of the ingredients and ordering is the same. That's the Hiroshima recipe. For the Osaka recipe, you just do the batter and dump everything else in there. You just dump everything else in there. So yeah, give it a try. The only thing you might want to have, the only limitation you may have at home is you need a big enough pan for this. You can use like a skillet or a regular frying pan, but it might be a little tough to flip. I had a little bit of a tough time to flip mine over here, even with the round pan. I think the flat grill is the best though. If you ever have a flat grill, those are the best. But anyway, thank you all for coming. Thank you for watching, and have a nice rest of your day, everyone. See you next time. See you on Wednesday. Next Wednesday we will be doing a gaming stream. Until then, good night and see ya.